Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you guys how I bleach the knots on my closure wigs and also how I pluck and style my wigs. So if you're interested, just keep on watching. So I'm starting off with this styrofoam wig head and I'm just placing my wig on inside out. I recommend using a styrofoam wig head anytime you're bleaching or coloring any type of hair so that you don't ruin the good ones, because y'all know the good ones, the little cloth ones. So to bleach my knots, I'm using this Clairol BW2 bleach and also this 40 volume developer by Salon Care, and I got this from Sally's. And yes, you can use 30 volume developer. I just use 40 because it goes by so much quicker and I'm impatient, okay? So 40 it is. And I've never bleached a 6x6 closure before, so I did need a little bit more bleach, so I used 2 scoops of bleach. And I'm honestly just eyeballing the developer. You just want the developer to be really thick. You want it to be super thick. You don't want this to be runny at all, because if it's runny, you're gonna over bleach the closure. And you can add more developer if the consistency is so thick to the point you can't even mix it. And you can add more bleach if the consistency is too runny. And this is the perfect consistency. If you can flip it over like this and it doesn't fall off, then that's perfect. Now I'm just going to go ahead and apply the bleach to the knots. And towards the front of the hairline, I'm being a little bit more light-handed because those knots are much thinner than towards the middle of the closure. So just try to be really light-handed at the front, and in the middle, you want to make sure you get in there. Like, you really want to get in the middle, because for some reason, whenever it comes to the middle, my knots never get bleached all the way. So I do try to be a little bit heavier-handed towards the middle of the closure. So when it comes to bleaching a closure, you honestly don't even have to bleach the entire thing. I just recommend bleaching. If you don't bleach the whole thing, just at least bleach the front of the wig, like the hairline and the part where you're going to wear a part. So if you're going to wear a side part, bleach the knots on the side, make a part and bleach only in that area. Or if you're going to do a middle part, bleach only in that area. It's not really necessary to bleach the whole closure. But for purposes of this video, I went ahead and I bleached the entire closure for y'all. So I like to let the bleach sit on this for exactly 28 minutes. Not 29, not 30, not 31. 28 minutes is perfect. It comes out perfect every single time. I'm trying to tell y'all, do exactly 28 minutes if you're using 40 volume developer. Now I'm just rinsing that bleach out after 28 minutes. I'm rinsing it out and getting it all out. You don't want to leave no leftover on here, because then you're going to over bleach it. Rinse all of that out. And it's perfect. Look at that, y'all. It's so perfect. So now I'm going in with this Shimmer Light shampoo. This is what's going to really help your closure not look golden. Because if you can look right now, the closure look a little bit yellow. It look a little yellow. But once I put this on there, and I like to leave, I put a lot. And I leave it on for like 5 minutes or 10 minutes, just depending. And you're going to be able to tell the difference. Maybe not on camera, but you can tell the difference in person. How it's no longer like an orange yellow color, but it's more of like a neutral blonde color, if that makes sense. Okay, so I don't know if y'all can tell, but it looks so much better. It don't look orange, it don't look yellow, it just looks neutral. This is exactly how it's supposed to look. If you do over bleach it, you can take a mascara wand and get you some dye, like some black or brown hair dye, and go in with it a little bit. But this just came out perfect. Look at that, perfectly bleached lace. Use my method, y'all, and I promise you won't be disappointed. So now I'm about to pluck my knots. I like to pluck my knots with wet hair. So I'm just using this spray bottle and I'm wetting the front of my hair a little bit. Doing this just makes it so much easier to pluck. And this actually is already a pre-plucked wig, but I still feel like it needs more plucking. So I always make a part in my closure before I start plucking, because if you don't, you might pluck the part. So never just pluck straight to the back. Always put a part, whether it be middle or side, whichever one. So now I'm pulling out my baby hairs, and I'm using like this jagged motion so that my baby hairs aren't just like straight to the point. I want them to be natural, and I don't want it to just be a straight line. So I'm using like a little jagged motion. And then I go in again and I just make another little part. This is where I'm going to start plucking. Honestly, I don't ever just start plucking my hairline because I feel like it becomes too thin. So I make this little section first, and then I start plucking behind the hairline, not at the hairline. So whenever I pluck, I do go left and right. I never stay in one area for too long because that's how you create bald spots. And if you can tell, I am kind of taking my tweezers and I'm kind of pulling and dragging the tweezers back. I'm not just plucking straight up and down. So once you've been plucking for a minute, you do want to go ahead and comb the hair back just to get the leftover shedded hair that you've plucked. And then you want to keep going until you get it to your desired look. Also, I am trying to stay about an inch away from the middle part so that it doesn't thin the part out too bad. I still want the part to look thick, but I don't know how to explain it. I hope that makes sense. I just don't want the part to become thin on the sides of the middle part. And I don't know if I said it before, but this is a wig from WigginsHair. And I love the lace on this wig, on this closure wig. This is a 6x6 closure wig. So you have a lot more parting space than with the 4x4s. And look at that, y'all. It looks super natural. This is how I like my hairline to look. And if you can see right here, I am like going in certain areas that I just feel like I want to be thinned out. I'm just going by how I would prefer my wigs to look. Just do it how you want your wigs to look. If you want your wigs to look a little bit thinner, obviously you want to pluck a little bit more. But I like my wigs to not be that thin, but to look pretty natural at the same time. So that was a good amount of plucking for me. It is so much easier to pluck when the hair is wet versus when the hair is dry. It just turns out so much better. So I highly recommend plucking while your hair is wet. Of course, you could do it while it's dry, but I find that I get better results when I pluck while my hair is wet. And this is all the hair that I plucked. It looked like a lot of hair, but now our hairline looks amazing. So now I'm just going and I'm hot combing my baby hairs. I don't know why I do this, but now I'm hot combing the actual hair, the hairline, and y'all look at that. It is so perfect. It is a good plucking. It's not too thin and it's not too thick. I think that this is the perfect amount for me. And you don't have to do this step yet. I'm just doing it because I'm trying to get a little vision of what the wig is going to look like once I am finished. So now I'm about to go ahead and pin curl my hair. This is not going to be a curling tutorial. So if y'all want a curling tutorial, leave that in the comment section down below, okay? But I'm going to speed this part up. But this is just how a little glimpse of how I curl my hair. So now I'm going to take this olive oil fix-it spray and spray that on this little mini comb, edge comb, and just brush the edges back just to make this look a little bit more natural and like it's just like a fresh perm like. And you really don't have to do this step on the mannequin head. You can just throw this wig on and then hot comb your edges back. But if you are a beginner, I recommend doing it like this. Just because it's a little bit harder to kind of see what you're doing on your head. But if it's on a mannequin head, it's easy. So I always leave the closure to do last when it comes to styling my hair because I think that it just needs a little bit more attention, because this is what's really going to stand out and show whenever you have your wig on. The back don't really matter, but the closure, you want their clothes to be flat. You want it to lay perfect because this is what people are going to be looking at when they see your hair. That olive oil fix-it spray is literally so amazing. That is gonna get your hair so flat and it doesn't leave it hard. Y'all know how some hairsprays or like whatever's, they like leave your hair really hard. This doesn't. This is amazing. Y'all look how flat and laid those edges are. Okay, listen, do my method. I'm trying to tell y'all need to watch this video again however many times you need to watch it so you can get your hair like this just looks so good. And go get y'all a Wiggins wig. This is a perfect transparent HD lace. It is 6x6 and it is beautiful. It is my absolute favorite. So go get y'all a Wiggins hair. I'm gonna leave all these links in the description box down below. So now I just took my pin curls out and this is pretty much how it looked. I might have to go in and do a little bit more tweaking with the curls once I put it on my hair. But yeah, now I am making this part a little bit straighter. I really want this part to be super straight and super crisp, like just flawless. And this is the Wiggins hair box that you get. They give you that super pretty hairband, this bag to put your hair in, this scarf. And yeah, so now I'm just going in with some alcohol. Y'all know my routine when it comes to laying my wigs. I only use Got To Be Free spray. As of now, I'm still kind of learning how to use other glues and stuff like that. So right now I'm using Got to Be Free spray. Also because I don't really keep my wigs on that long. I'm always doing hair reviews, so this just makes it so much easier to take off. And I do 2 layers, and I know some people ask me how long does this last. This lasts me maybe like 3 days at most. But like I said, I take mine off pretty often. So then I just go ahead and I'm laying that lace into that Got to Be spray. And I know you can see the lace right now, but I promise y'all, once I show y'all, it's gonna look so much better. I still gotta do this. Ain't the end. You just gotta see the product. So now I'm taking this foundation. I actually recommend this step after you do your baby hairs and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm just gonna take that foundation. This is the same color foundation I would use on my face, and I'm just using this brush to like pat it in. Look how melted that just made it. Like, it just literally looks like it's coming out of my scalp now. This is probably what you, as far as transparent laces, you need to either tint the lace or use some type of makeup to really like make it invisible, because it looks so good. So now I am doing my baby hairs. Y'all know my method. I use that comb, this edge comb, and that olive oil fix-it spray. And this is just going to lay my edges and make my edges look laid. And I actually filmed this part after, like a whole week after I actually curled the hair. So you can see the curls have fell a lot. But I'm going to go back in and I'm going to fix them. Now I'm actually taking some more concealer, because you can kind of tell where the stocking cap is. So I just take some more concealer and I try to like cover that up a little bit, because I didn't do a ball cap method. And now I'm just taking my scarf and I'm going to leave this on for about maybe 10 minutes just so everything can really melt together. And you're going to see me use this olive oil fix-it spray a lot. So now I'm going in and I'm just really brushing it down with that spray to get everything super laid. And y'all, this is the finished product. It came out so freaking good. Please explain to me where the lace is. Where is the lace? Oh my God. Y'all. Yes. Okay. Period.